Do people pleasers lie? Yes, they often do. And if you've ever been on the receiving end, you know how confusing and heartbreaking that can feel. Because from the outside, people pleasers can look shifty, unreliable, unable to take accountability. They say yes when they actually mean no. They make promises they can't keep. They tell you what you want to hear. And then reality doesn't match their words. And if you love someone like this, you keep putting trust into them, hoping this time it will be different, while your heart quietly breaks again and again. From my professional experience as a conversational hypnotherapist and also from my personal life, this topic is very close to my heart. I was on the receiving side of people pleasing for many years with my first daughter. As she was growing up and even into her adult life, she would promise things she couldn't follow through, say what she thought I wanted to hear, and it created a lot of conflict between us. It became very hard to know what she really meant or what she wanted. Very hard to know when to trust her words. And over time, the lies became unbearable, not just for me, but for her younger brother as well. There were periods when I had to step back, even cut contact, because protecting myself and the child I was raising became necessary. And here's the part that changed everything for me. Through my work and my own deep personal healing, I started to understand that what I was seeing wasn't just dishonesty. It was often a trauma response, what we call fawning, a nervous system trying to stay safe through agreement, approval, and avoidance of conflict. People pleasers who lie are often aware of what they're doing. They feel guilt, they feel the shame, but in moments of overwhelm, their nervous system moves into that survival adaptation, and honesty can feel more dangerous than saying what keeps the peace. That doesn't mean that behavior isn't painful, and it doesn't mean you should tolerate broken trust without boundaries. But understanding the nervous system underneath the behavior changed how I showed up for my daughter. I had to work really hard to regulate my own responses, because my pattern used to be yelling, criticizing, trying to force accountability through pressure. As I learned to shift my nervous system response, I gained more capacity to stay calm, to hold that compassion, while also putting very strong boundaries in place. And today, our relationship is in a much better place. Not perfect, but more honest and more grounded, and built on clearer expectations instead of constant pressure and reactivity. So here's the loving disruption. People pleasers who lie don't need more shame, and the people who love them don't need to sacrifice themselves to keep the peace. What both sides need is nervous system safety and boundaries, and the capacity to stay regulated in difficult conversations. And this is the level of work with overwhelmed professionals and parents. I help them repattern subconscious surviving responses so they don't default to fawning, overpromising, or reacting from old wounds. Because when the nervous system shifts, honesty becomes safer, boundaries become clearer, and relationships stop running on survival patterns. So I'm really curious, have you ever been on either side of this dynamic? Either struggling to tell the truth because conflict felt overwhelming, or loving someone like me whose people-pleasing kept breaking trust. Share your experience in the comment, not to judge, but to understand the patterns beneath the behavior. And tell me, have you ever seen someone agree to everything on the outside while inside their nervous system was just trying to stay safe?